Kofi Annan, the former Secretary General of the United Nations and Nobel Peace Prize winner, arriving in Myanmar, December 2016. These people say he should just go home. Then he walks into a meeting with another Nobel Peace Prize winner, the country's state councillor, Aung San Suu Kyi. The purpose? To find a solution to long simmering tension and violence between Buddhists and Muslims in the country's western state, Rakhine. Here, more than 1 million people, most of them belonging to the Rohingya Muslim population, have been denied citizenship. It's one of the largest stateless populations in the world. According to the United Nations, many here are denied basic human rights. On the other side are Buddhists, who say they fear losing land and position to the Rohingya population.
We are in this country before 1948. According to international principle, because we are part of this land in the time of the independence, we are automatically become citizen of this country.
Since 2012, hundreds have been killed, thousands have seen their houses set on fire. 100,000 people, Muslims and Buddhists, displaced in violence between the two groups. Many Rohingya have reportedly been abused and raped by the police and army and denied access to healthcare, food and work. Today on Talk to Al Jazeera, we visit both sides as the search for a solution continues. And the stakes are high. Not only is the reputation of 2 Nobel Peace Prize winners hanging in the balance, but, and more importantly, the possibility of finding a peaceful future in one of the most ethnically complex countries in the world. First, a bit of history. Myanmar was a British colony until independence in 1948. The man considered the father of the nation was Aung San Suu Kyi's father, General Aung San. He founded an armed group that was later transformed into the nation's army, but he was assassinated shortly before independence. After an initial period with a parliamentary system, the military staged a coup in 1962 and stayed in power until the military leadership gave way to elections in 2010. Aung San Suu Kyi, who had led a campaign against the military, was elected to parliament 2 years later. And when her party won a majority in 2015, she was named state chancellor, and thereby solidly becoming the leading member of the new government. Meanwhile, the Rohingya, throughout this period, they were living primarily in the western state of Rakhine. But unlike many other ethnic groups, and there are hundreds of them, they were never considered part of the Myanmar population. They were frequently denied the right to participate in elections. They were not granted citizenship. Many considered them to be from Bangladesh. They often endured physical abuse, hardship, and discrimination.
Rohingya are not illegal immigrants because Rohingya not came in this country after the independence. Rohingya living here before the independence of this country. That's why we are the indigenous citizen of this country. If someone says Rohingya are illegal or they say Bengali, so Bangladesh become independent country in 1971 before there was the East Pakistan. Okay? If they say that is a Pakistani, I think it makes a sense. If they say is a Bengali, it doesn't make a sense. And if they say is a illegal immigrants, Bengali, that means the Rohingya came in this country after 1971. I think which is wrong.
Internationally, the Rohingya are often called the most persecuted people on earth right now. What do you think of that?
Of course, Rohingya are most persecuted because Rohingya lost their all rights in this country, and then more than 1 million Rohingya people living other country as a stateless, and even the people inside this country, they are also become stateless because government not recognize their citizenship, they are revoked their citizenship, and that they revoke their voting rights. So Rohingya even doesn't have access to the justice in Rakhine state. So that's why we can say is yes, we are the most discriminated people and the most persecuted minority in this world.
You said you want to have a dialogue, right? Talk with the government about the future. The government so far doesn't even say the word Rohingya. So how is that possible, and how important is the word Rohingya, the term, for you?
I think is a two-party talk together, there could be possibility of some solution. Because till so far we are unable to talk directly with the government. So once we sit together with the democratic government, maybe we will find some solution according to principle, according to human respect.
You say that discrimination and persecution of the Rohingya people in Myanmar has been going on for 50 years. Do you still have hope that this government of Aung San Suu Kyi will re-establish the citizen rights of the Rohingya people?
Aung San Suu Kyi, she is a Nobel laureate, she always talking for the justice. So, and we believe, I think there is some challenges in front of her. I think international community should help our government to address this issue. I think this is very critical issue. Without resolving this issue, country cannot go for the right track on development.
What should the government do to stop the current violence, and how worried are you that this will get worse?
I think it should be a stop. You cannot say it doesn't stop. We need to find way to stop. Government has to cooperate with our people, and our people also need to cooperate with the government. If the government and our people cooperate each other, I think there must be good solution.
The tension finally spilled over in 2012. After an act of violence between members of both groups, fighting broke out across the northern part of the state, where the Rohingya is the majority and Buddhists the minority. Hundreds were killed, villages burned down, around 100,000 displaced, many still living in camps until this day. Then, in October last year, another serious incident. This time in the town of Mongdo, close to the border with Bangladesh. 9 policemen were killed in an attack, and the authorities blamed armed Rohingya. Although Aung San Suu Kyi asked for calm, the backlash was violent. Army moved in, and scores of Rohingya were attacked or abused. More houses set on fire. At least 80 people were killed, according to reports.
The government has said that there's a group of extremists, of militants, who are behind the attacks of October 9, and they even call them terrorists, with help from abroad. Do you think that that is true?
One thing, we don't encourage any kind of insurgents. We don't encourage any kind of terrorism. And even all the Rohingya, they are peace-loving people. They will not encourage these things. So we want peace, and we want to live with harmony.
Although the Buddhists comprise the largest religious community in the country, 90% are Buddhists, 4% are Muslim, 4% are Christian, and 2% are Hindus. Here in the northern part of Rakhine, the Buddhists are in fact the minority. And they are now saying that they are under threat. During the violence in 2012, many of the Buddhists were also displaced. And many of them are still, 5 years later, living in camps.
Turuga Muslim, di Badana Kuka, Mutubu. Mutubu was a Sajan Duruga, I didn't need Amaga Kagale, or Bubum, a 10 billion, or Lutiama, Kalaga goes and net don't yellow shimmy. Yakaya when a yellow shimmy. Kunayaka no shimmy. So, Eddie Miga, Popo Yakalumio Pinde me. Dura Louis, Dola de Cajado, Niala de Cajado, Diludi and Nilumia Dobu. Nilumia Dobu. A Nilumia Dore, Chin, Kugu, Popo, so you did. Popo by sending me to Kugu, Dumia will pay a male Popo Molabu. No, Molabu. A Kuga Galariga, you that the Lobe go. Jojo Jazane, you that's what Lusan in Mason, you don't put Jazzy, I'm a chibu. Who are me, Paisila? The name Luni, Ludiga, de Lunisugo, to do was it Lola? Le Popuruga, Bangladesh name your man, don't let needy, no? I don't let needy Gajado, Hobeka de Pagula, Lady me. A Lady Gajado. Jaga o Bolubiamle, Nanga, Muslim Pussy to Kuga Dinago when I is or Popolo. Cossi cool luck and loyadi. Luck and loyadi. Diga Ludile Barme, no? The Ugaluneda, the Galudene, you are the Cajado, the Galudile, or a mayor so can I yarabo. I lulip chinade. Popolo or Lolo Chong so to cook in it. Oh, Lolo Chong took a tapization day. Tapization day. I didn't Yama or Population. So, ya, and then low show out, not to cook your agenda or blow your mele. Well, let me let you hope in it. The game member can't pop. I don't lose it. Let me let you, the Alim married me. No, I am a physical. The game you remember, Ludia. I didn't Yama. What I did go out. Lolo Chong Lobis. Poporoma Gagwe Bolo Mchibabu. No. Poporoma Luale Nede. Kaibi Sidwima Sojen. Luba Golon. Not how she about me. Love people. And not how loud chili, Lutima. Pomoro, that loud the thing she did, Ludio, the bit of Pompono, Kakwin Hamle.
The Rohingya, on the other hand, are living under circumstances that in fundamental ways are denying them the most basic rights and freedoms. According to a United Nations report, they are often not allowed to move around. They have to ask army permission to go from point A to point B, to go and visit friends or family in another village. Held up at security checkpoints, women and children have reportedly been raped and beaten. Men and women are often denied the right to go to school or work in certain professions, thereby taking away their ability to live an independent life and provide for themselves and their families. The army says they are simply trying to maintain order and security. It's difficult to independently confirm what's happening here. International media is restricted in gaining access to the area. But when Kofi Annan traveled to the camps, and on another couple of occasions, we were able to meet directly with the people who live here.
Muslim pidane turua temio tobion lobido tete general lemerigu elo lo de elo general tinde.
The rumor is every day coming that army and police personnel are also raping the Rohingya women.
This man has lived in a camp since the attacks in 2012.
How optimistic were you that the new Aung San Suu Kyi government would actually solve the Rohingya problem?
The first time, in April. So I have a great hope with the NLD. Just their senior party member, just like Uteu and Winting, said that they do not want, keeping the people in this way. So they will make it very quickly to slope this situation in Rakhine State. So, but they cannot do for 6 months. And still the situation in Rakhine State, include on Rohingya people, is very bad,
Aung Win had high hopes when Aung San Suu Kyi entered government.
Now I am very, very, very disappointed with the NLD government because they cannot do anything. Just one thing is that they appointed the UN Secretary General Kofi Annan Commission, but we have to wait another 1 year. After their report, I think they can do according with the report or not. I am not sure. So I am very disappointed with the, Aung San Suu Kyi. So we are the human people, We are the citizens of this country. So we have kept, here for nearly 5 years. So that is not the activity of the human. So, and then we want to solve this problem quickly. For that reason, I want to ask the NLD government that to solve it quickly without listening other community advice or other community, demand. So just she has the power. She can do everything, but we do not, here I want to say that we were internationally recognized that we are the Rohingya people. So I do not want to demand NLD to call us Rohingya. Just I want human rights, just freedom of movement, healthcare, and education. For nearly 5 years, we were stopped access to the university, very close from our area, so we cannot, attend the university. So my people are becoming illiterate. So, and according with the UN Human Rights Declaration, so every person must has the right to access for education. So that is no need citizen or foreigner or illegal immigrant. Every person can get to access to education, but we have no assessment to the university.
What, according to you, is the main reason that the NLD government and Aung San Suu Kyi is not doing much for the Rohingya right now? Is it because she has a lack of power, or what do you think?
So it's that, NLD has, just as you can say, just 50% of the cabinet power. Another 50% of cabinet power is holding by the army. So, and then when he wants to use his power on Rakhine State issue, there is some, disappointment from the Rakhine side and army side. So she cannot do well. So that I understand that. But as a Nobelist, peace Nobelist, I think she can do everything in Rakhine State. So in Maundo, issue, so at the first time she make 2-3 statements. After that she cannot do anything. Now she is silent. So army is doing whatever they want. And that's frustration and so many things is happening in Maundo. Why she kept her mouth closed.
Aung San Suu Kyi is not speaking publicly very often about the Rohingya. In an open letter in December, several Nobel Peace Prize laureates criticized her. They said, quote, "Despite repeated appeals to Aung San Suu Kyi, we are frustrated that she has not taken any initiative to ensure full and equal citizenship rights of the Rohingyas. Aung San Suu Kyi is the leader and is the one with the primary responsibility to lead, and lead with courage, humanity, and compassion." Aung San Suu Kyi turned down our request for an interview for this program, but here is what she told us in 2013 before entering government.
I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about the fact that there should be such tension in our country, and also I'm unhappy about the fact that there's so much focus on these troubles that it is difficult for us to resolve them calmly. With so much attention focused on the tension, the violence, the disagreements, it is very difficult for us to work out a peaceful and happy solution for all sides. This is a great worry for us in this world today. Nothing can be sorted out peacefully because anything that happens anywhere becomes a focus of tremendous global attention. And sometimes I think we do need a bit of quiet and a bit of space in which to resolve our very, very complicated problems. What has always concerned me from the very beginning, and I've talked about it often, but nobody seemed to have been really interested in it, is the lack of rule of law. I've always said that the first step we must take is to establish rule of law, that both communities may feel safe, and then we can progress towards a situation when we can talk over the problems and try to find lasting solutions. But when there's no rule of law and people are in fear of their lives and their security, it's very difficult for them to be able to sit down and talk things over.
Because the world expects a lot from Aung San Suu Kyi. They expect you to solve problems like this.
No, I'm not part of the government, and I think this is something that the world seems to forget, that I'm a member of parliament, just an ordinary member of parliament, and my country.
You're also a world leader in people's imaginations. You
yes.
have a very strong moral compass.
Yes.
People respect you, they
but
like you.
I cannot decide what is done in the Rakhine state, for example. I cannot say why is there no rule of law. I can say it, which I do say it, but it's not for me to establish rule of law. I don't have the authority. People forget that even as an opposition leader, I'm the leader of 44 MPs in a legislature of over 600. And yet they expect me to be able to do the things that only governments really have the right or authority to do. Now, I'm not complaining against that. I think this is the price you pay when you have received so much support and sympathy from the world all over, that they would expect you to live up to certain expectations. But I have never claimed that I could do everything I wanted in Burma. In fact, the reason why we have been struggling for the last 30 years is because we, the people, have not had the right to assert our influence over government policy.
Would you like to help them?
I would like to help them, of course. I would like to help to achieve a situation in Burma of which we can be proud. We don't want to have to be explaining why certain things are happening in our country. We want the world to be able to understand why they're happening.
So, will the mediation effort by Kofi Annan eventually be successful? We asked the Buddhist monk in Sitwe if he was prepared to agree to whatever the commission would propose. But others were less welcoming of Kofi Annan's efforts.
We are the citizens of this country according to 1948 citizenship. If the Aung San Suu Kyi's government able to reform, to restore our all rights as we are in before 1962, I think everything will be settled.
Mr. Annan, can we have one comment? Sorry, we have to go to the airport.
Kofi Annan himself also turned down our request for an interview. As he and his commission continues their efforts, so does the tension and abuse. Just last month, the UN reported interviewing 204 Rohingya fleeing into Bangladesh. 50% of them reported their property had been burned or destroyed. More than 50% of the women said they have been raped or subject to other forms of sexual violence.